So my name is Tanya Jensen, and I'm the program manager here for game design, and it's my job to make sure that the time these students spend at VFS goes by as smoothly for them as possible. And before we begin, I'd like to give you a brief layout of what to expect this evening. We will start with the formal ceremony where we will listen to some speeches. Afterwards, the students will receive their diplomas and then have their pictures taken with the head of the game design program. And after that, we will head upstairs to the production studio for refreshments and a chance for you to actually play the games these students have been working on for the last 4 months. And you also get a chance to see what, where they've been. Like, where are you? You know. After that, we will come back down here and for an Oscar-styled award show. And during this time, you'll get a chance to see some of the great work that the students have done throughout the year. We do want to show you, oh, that's not good. You don't laugh when I say great work. So it is great work. And yeah, we would love to show you everything, but that will cut into our celebrating time. And I get the feeling these guys want to get out of here and start celebrating. Okay, tears. So I would now like to introduce the first of our speakers. After working in the games industry for 15 years at Electronic Arts, this gentleman joined Vancouver Film School to helm the game design program. His role is not only to ensure that the students of the class of GD32 get the most out of their time while they're here, but also to help them as they venture on into their careers. GD32s, you met Dave on your first day, and now here he is on your last to say a few words. Please welcome Dave Warfield.
You guys can't tell, but there's a step here, so Tanya looks way
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, you're welcome for that. This is ridiculous. So, it was a year ago that we all got together. We talked about what that year was going to be like. Mustafa's head was about half the size it currently is. Brandon's head was about half the size it currently is. There's more afros in this group than we've had in any class combined over the past 10 years that I've been here. So 1 year ago, you guys all came here to become game designers. Right? And I don't think at that time you had any idea of just how much work it was going to take over the course of a year to study and do assignments and put all this stuff together to actually become a game designer. Right? All that wide variety of different skills that you would have to learn and excel in. Right? Now, you can't just rely on your gaming skills that you had a year ago. It's about dissecting those games. It's about learning to not only be creative with your ideas, but also constantly be thinking about what makes a game fun. And I think for your friends and family that are here today, they're going to have a chance to see how you use those skills when they go upstairs and have a chance to play the games that you guys created. Now, through this 1 year adventure in game design education, I think you learned it's not just about playing games, it's about analyzing games. It's about asking yourselves how we can make those games better. It's about making sure that the players are emotionally engaged. How do you tempt them? Get ready for it, Ronnie, it gets better. How do you tempt them to play those games not only the first time, but how do you keep them coming back and they keep playing those games again? Right? It's a key skill that you guys have truly developed, creating fun. In the beginning, I think you all had some tough challenges, but I think it quickly became apparent to all of us here that that mix of unique personalities that you guys are, Ronnie, each of you bring an element of creativity to those ideas, right? You work together to create the best possible games you can. You have a chance to see some of that creativity in your class, how many unique and cool game ideas that you can come up with during that 1 year period. And now we're just going to show you the highlights. You guys know you had to buckle down, right? You had to work hard, you had to mix that with creativity. You had that great attention to details, right? And time management was a huge part of that. That ability to not only get past term 2, but continue to work forward on your final projects and get through those as well. It was a year ago you guys came here. We watched all of you push yourselves. You worked late nights, you worked weekends. You put blood, sweat, and tears into your games, right? You took time to get those games done, but you also took time to still remain friends and have fun. And that was one of those things we talked about on that first day. Have fun. We're making games, right? And with a lot of leadership by Roni, you certainly did that, right? Made sure that those songs broke out and you had fun, right? You got to work hard and have that mix of fun so that you can create the best opportunities for yourselves. And if we look after tonight, the real hard work actually is just starting. Right? It's getting that game designer job that you guys have all been dreaming of. It's using the networks that you've built up over the past year, the employment skills from your last course. Now you have to get out there and prove to employers that you're exactly what they need. Right? I look forward to seeing all of your future achievements, celebrating with you as you start to get your careers on track. You see where this is going? Not just tracks that are rails of fury, but rails of success, right? And I wish you guys nothing but the best as you head out into the world as game designers. And I think really for you guys, such a tight, close class, it's really important to never forget the year that you guys spent together. Because I think that year that you guys spent together made you all not only better designers, but better people. So that said, I have a few things to help you as you leave here. A few words of wisdom, if you will, to kind of prepare you for things that are going to happen as you move ahead in your life. The 10 phrases of wisdom, if you will. So the first one is, find a mentor. Be a mentor. Give back. Think about all those people that mentored you and gave you advice and recommendations and suggestions over this past year, and how can you give that back to somebody else to help them continue down their path? Whatever you give, you get back double, right? That's how it works when it comes to mentorship. The second one is, you guys will never know enough, ever. Continue to learn, continue to explore, continue to discover things that give you passion. Discover those things that make you want to continue to create better and better games. The third one, explore. Go travel. Experience another culture. Meet new people. Share your ideas. I think part of your past year experience was a little bit of that, right? You have people from all over the world coming together and sharing their views on games and their experiences, their cultures, and it gives you a much better idea of what's going to appeal to those people that might be interested in your games. The fourth one, keep the passion, right? It's really important to like what you're doing. And if you find that you aren't enjoying what you're doing anymore, make it happen that you do something else. Do something you're really passionate about. If you're stuck doing those spreadsheets for player ratings, find a way to get into level design. Find a way to get into some other element of design. Maybe that means changing a company. Maybe that means changing what your role is. But keep passionate about what you're doing and you're going to create much better things. Number 5, do the things that make you proud. We had a few grandparents coming in here tonight. I know they're all here. I think it's really important for you to think about, am I going to be proud about what I tell Grandma I do? Right? When you go home and say, oh, Grandma, you won't believe what I put together. Are you proud about that? Keep that in mind as you progress through your career. You want to go home and tell people about just what I did today, every day. Right? The other part, and this is really important, associate yourself with like-minded people. People that enjoy the same kind of games as you do. And then throw a few more in there to stir the pot. People that think very, very different from you. That's really going to help you to challenge your ideas. Also think about why those are your ideals. Maybe they change. Maybe they just make you more passionate about what you believe in. Find that mix of people that challenge not only your ideas, but your skills and your dreams, because it's going to make you a better designer. Number 7, probably the most important one. You guys know what it was like the last year? Friends, family? How many of you saw them over the past year? Not much. It's really important when you head out to this career that you keep in touch with your friends and family. Make sure that you guys all stay together and get together on a regular basis. It's really easy to bury your head into work and lose touch with everybody over a short period of time, and especially a long period of time. So, whether you become devoted parents or child-free, it's really important for you to keep those connections, whether it's friends, whether it's family, or each other. It's going to help you maintain your composure as you work your way through your career. Number 8, believe in yourself. Keep asking yourself, who am I? What do I bring to the table? If I had to create a marketing campaign about me, what would that be? How would I sell myself? And what do I need to do to improve that campaign? Right? Keep creating amazing things, and you guys are going to keep doing great, because we've seen it already in this past year what you guys are capable of, and I know you're capable of so much more. Number 9, always treat everybody with respect. You don't have to like them, but treat them with respect. Right? Because you're going to find out really quickly, if you haven't already, this game design world is a really small world. And that person that you dissed earlier on is going to be the one making a hiring decision about you in the next step of your career. You're going to find out those people that you didn't really get along with so well might be key people you want to bring onto your team. And if you treat them with respect, they're going to work very well with you. And lastly, number 10, create. Be creative. Continue to be creative. Whether it's drawing, writing, level design, whether it's photography, whatever it is, keep coming up with different ideas in a creative way. Keep a notepad beside your bed, because you never know what kind of crazy ideas will come up when you're in bed. Right? Have that thing that you're always thinking about ideas, and write it down, because you want to have an ideas folder that you can draw back on when you're having troubles coming up with something new. And just keep thinking about those things, because one day that crazy idea you had is going to come back and be the next great Mario Brothers. So that said, 1 year ago today, we met upstairs and we kicked things off on this amazing adventure. And today you walk out that front door on the next part of your adventure, and I wish you nothing but the best, and I look forward to hearing about all your future successes. Congratulations, you guys deserve it.
Our next speaker is someone students selected from within their class to speak on their behalf. Brandishing wit as dry as a dirty martini, this young man was voted class rep and managed to keep his class laughing through the toughest times of heavy assignment loads and looming deadlines. What's his secret, you might wonder? Dance marathons, whoa, seriously, a lot, and belting out 80s pop tune one-hit wonders without any sign of shame. He certainly is one of a kind. Please welcome student speaker Roni Miller.
Thanks so much for that. Oh, this box right there. So, everyone really wanted me to come up here and just ad-lib this speech, because, that's the kind of person I am. I'd first like to thank everyone for letting me be the representative to their entire families of what our class was, and I'm so happy to be up here. All right, so first of all, 1 year ago today, or today, tomorrow, I don't know, I'm not counting, that we all got here and we gave it our all. We started out as 12. We're missing one, Michael DeMong. It's a hard program, and everyone should know that. We did have people drop out. Only one. It's right here. And it was a hard struggle for all of us. I know that there's a lot of times that I didn't want to keep on going, but Melissa or Mustafa would bring in Dance Central, and we would just push all the desks out of the way and give a good little jig, and we'd be good and ready for our next full week of classes. There was a lot of ups with our group. Term 3 was something that will live in infamy with all of us, I know. Colin stayed at school for maybe 3 weeks, 14 days or something, living a little bit too far. Skytrains just don't work for him that way. But being able to leave school at 6 in the morning and show up at 8 and still see Colin laying down there sleeping, I knew I should be grateful for where I was. Yeah, this is, like, it just hit me that it's over. Like, we're done this portion. I knew it was over as soon as I looked on Facebook and saw that Dave wanted to be friends. That's what he said. Day one, when we first saw him, was like, I will send you a friend request on your final day. And it happened. Dave, please don't send me Farmville requests. I will speak on behalf of our class. I don't think we want any.
School's okay.
Yeah, there's so many ups. I'm so happy to be able to come to this program and have this opportunity to do what I love and work my passion. I'm speaking for everyone here. That's why we're here. We were 12 people at first, put into small rooms, told to do things a lot of us weren't comfortable with. Like term one, when we finally figured out that Mustafa was colorblind when he couldn't pick the right skin color for his avatar. And then later finding out that Guy was also colorblind. And then with our final project, we finally figured out that Devin's colorblind. We beat the odds. We had 3 colorblind people in our final group. That was probably a big struggle, but I'm talking about it now, so this is definitely worth it. I didn't know any colorblind people until coming here. That's how it blows my mind. I'm glad to say that I came here and met 11 strangers. One of those strangers left. He still didn't know my name by chapter 3. Ranny, which is not my name. And I'm able to leave and end this chapter of Roni's education with 10 friends that oh no, some of you are leaving. So sad. Brandon, you're not that far. I'll jump over the mountains a couple times. I'm not coming to Manitoba. Sorry, Miles. If you come out Saskatchewan, maybe I'll go that far. The prairies scare me. So, yeah, I just want to thank everyone that's here for putting up with not seeing your children and your loved ones for an entire year. I know my mom was lucky enough to, she basically lived at my place. That's what she had to go through to be able to see me enough, because, I'm just going to go to sleep on the weekends. That's what our weekends were. We're work all week, sleep on the weekends. And, yeah, once more, I'm just going to say thank you to all the parents and all the family that helped us through this program. This was all for you guys. Yeah, Brandon, you take it off.
And that's Roni. The students are asked to select an instructor to speak on their behalf. Someone to provide that last piece of wisdom, a look back at the year, or some insight into their futures. And for this, they chose instructor Jonathan Falkowski. Jonathan has been teaching here in the game design program for about 4 years now, and covers courses such as detailed design documents, critical analysis, and game theory analog. Affectionately referred to as the Dark Lord by students, or as he would like to think, we think of him, master and creator of the universe. Students quickly learn that Jonathan's tough outer demeanor is a front to keep them on their toes so that they're able to achieve the best of their abilities. John quickly transcends to someone students trust and feel comfortable going to for advice. And we're very happy to have him as part of our team. Please welcome instructor Jonathan Falkowski.
Thanks, Kevin. So, you're working on the PowerPoint? Yeah. Okay. I'm very honored to be here. Thank you very much, guys, for electing me as the speaker. Thank you. It was when I received the email from Tanya, and I thought, oh my God, these guys must be drunk or something like that. How could they possibly elect me? Don't they remember all the anguish I put them through? But then I started to remember all the anguish they put me through, right? And I thought, well, maybe this speech is supposed to be torture, not apologizing. But yeah. Anyway, so it was this class. It was pretty agonizing sometimes. Does this work? Okay, there you go. Okay, so this was me at the beginning of the year. This is me at the end of the year, just 2 weeks ago. Right? I'm sort of getting my youth back now. My hair still hasn't grown quite back yet, but it's coming along. It's coming along.
He's got more hair than you do.
Yeah, maybe. So yeah, the group was. Yeah, and I'm only 25, by the way. I heard that. Yeah, so the class was pretty good. I mean, we had some good times. But let me put you in context of the very first class. So, for example, Brandon here. Nice hair, Brandon. So at the very first class, we have his board game analog class, and he proceeds to tell me he doesn't like board games. And oh, okay, this is going to be a long year, right? Because I was teaching the board game class, right? Okay, maybe not all the students are like that. So then I talked to Roni.
Close enough.
Yeah, close enough. I don't think there's a clear picture out there anywhere. I think you.
Sasquatch.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's kind of. And so I talked to Roni. He seems to be interested in board games, and he seems to be excited about it. And then I start listening to some of the rules he's explaining. Well, these are house rules. House rules, right? All of a sudden, the rules are starting to go his way. Anything he does, it works for him. Anything anybody else does, it works for him. So, okay, this is going to be a long year, right? It was going to be a really long year. So Michael, he's a debater. Seriously, he's a debater, right? He's good at it. He's good at it. He's really good at it. You got Devin, I don't know, man. Maybe one day you'll get that beard. It's hard to look this pretty, right? We got Colin here, some say he's argumentative, but for public relations, we'll just say he's analytical. And here's Karthik. Yeah, man, that guy's a machine. Some Saturdays I would come in and he'd be sleeping on the couch, and I would ask him, so why don't you go home? He said, I just got to bed. And I bet during the last term, I bet he had a sleeping bag and a pillow underneath his desk there. I'm sure he slept there many times. We got Guy here. Guy and I had sort of an understanding. Sometimes it was hard to communicate with him, and I'd ask him a question, he'd go what, and he'd ask me a question, and I go what, and then we sort of just left it at that and carried on. So it worked out in the end. We've got Sebastian here. Let's talk a bit about Sebastian. We know he likes Vikings. And we know he likes to nod his head. And he likes cutting only part of his hair. And we know he likes Vikings, right? But, he's interesting. So get a haircut, you can be. And Miles. So, can you play the, Oh!
I didn't know that I can see.
Is he actually? So I don't know if I need to say much more than that. So we got Melissa here. Wow, Melissa, the perfect student, the angel of the group. So I thought. It was term 4, and I come into their class, and Karthik asked me the question, so what sports do you play, John? And I said I play volleyball, soccer, golf, tennis. And then she proceeded to say, I had this perfect image of her, and then she said, fantasy sports don't count, John. And so she went from that do this. It just all changed, it all changed. Last but not least, Mustafa, right? Oh man, Mustafa. I get chills every time I say his name. My heart hurts a little bit more, and I mean, he's the reason why we have volcanoes. He's the reason why we have earthquakes in this world. He's the reason why Vancouver is always dark. So he, I don't know, it's been a long year, you know, he's always been hassling me, but it's been good. It's been interesting. I shouldn't say good, interesting. There are many days this class may have made me drink a few glasses of scotch or something like that. I'll be sending you guys my therapy bill, by the way.
Gladly accepted, John. If you could get
I'm up at the next one. Oh, there we go. Anyways, yeah, so... So we have quite a relationship with this group. You know, I'd like to say it's a love-hate relationship, but it's more love-to-hate relationships. And so, but all joking aside, this class was good and a lot of fun to be around. You bonded extremely well with each other, and it almost seems like you guys were meant to be together, right? And so going forward, it's a big world out there, and I know you are worried about the future and what it brings. And there's fear about what you're going to do, of course, right? And how you're going to get a job, and questioning whether you are going to get a job, of course, right? But that's just fear talking, right? Yes, they are scary thoughts, and you can feel them tense up in your stomach, make your throat parched, you know, make you panic. And yes, you don't want to face these fears, right? And you want to know the uncertainty before you actually venture out. I know it's hard to take that step. You want to stay comfortable. You don't want to come out because that is unknown, right? And we fear the unknown. So I'm sorry to say that doesn't change, though. But that is emotion, right? And that is really what drives us. You should embrace that emotion, in fact, right? You should breathe it in, because that emotion helps us achieve more. When you take that first step, when you knock on that door, when you talk to someone new at that conference, right? That is courage. You accept that fear and you act on it. It is courage to step out of your comfort zone and do something that you're not used to, right? You don't need to conquer your fears, because fear is what gives us courage, right? I've been there, and yes, you will make mistakes, and I've made plenty of mistakes, many mistakes, right? But you think about what's the worst and the best of the situation, right? I mean, you'll have, and so you'll be worried about the worst, excited about the best, and you know what? That is all good, right? Because that gives us courage to go on. That will make you take the next step. That is what emotion in life is all about, right? That is what challenge is all about. It won't necessarily get easier, but I can promise you your life will get better, right? Don't let your head second guess yourself. Trust what your gut, your destiny, karma, whatever it is you believe in, right, to follow, to guide you. This approach will never let you down, and it will make all the difference in your life. So GD32s as a class, you took the first steps into this unknown by enrolling in an intensive year-long program. You had the courage to do that, to follow your dream. It is important to understand how much work you have done this year, right? The number of sleepless nights you've had, the number of assignments you handed in, and the number of hours you put into that final project. You probably didn't sleep more than 4 hours a night in that final term. You know, so now don't get me wrong, many classes have done this before, and it is the fact that you as a class did it so well, though. Right? Your games are amazing, and you worked so hard on them. And you still like being around each other, even despite those tough times, and you're still joking and being friends with one another, and that's really important. And that says to me, and family and friends to them, that this group believes in what they're doing, and they love what they're doing, and that this is their dream. To me, that says they are loyal, trustworthy, hardworking, smart, and willing to do whatever it takes to make it work. I would be honored to work with any one of these people in the industry. Your family and loved ones are proud of you, the VFS staff are proud of you, and I'm especially proud of you. You're a special group of students and deserve the best, and don't let anyone tell you differently. It is important you believe in yourselves and have courage of what you're doing is the right thing. So in final thoughts, I want to say, you'll be severely missed,
but I know you will go on to something really special. And don't ever give up, and always, always have the courage to do uncomfortable things. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave, Roni, and John. Family and friends, you may want to get your cameras ready because we will begin handing out the diplomas. And after that, we will have a group photo opportunity, which will happen right over here on the stage. So if you're using Flash, just know that the screen may not appear in your photo if you have your Flash on. But we are also taking photos, so don't worry, it's all covered. So GD32s, please line up. We'll need that space. Okay. Michael Cameron. This will go on for a very long time. Time stopped there for a while. Colin Cormier. Roni Miller. Roni's really shy. Devin Shimon. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Can you cut the music? Sorry. Whoa. Sorry, we have Dave. I need to talk to you. Dave, we have a problem.
I worked here nights and I left earlier.
I really don't want to deal with this.
Well, we're really sorry. We've had some technical difficulties tonight. As Tanya told you off the front, the live stream isn't working, so we are recording that, and we've had some other technical difficulties. There was diplomas that aren't prepared for all the students tonight. Almost all the students tonight. So, you know, one of the things that we have to overcome as part of a year-long program is the whole process of you know, going through and doing 30 assignments a week, and going through and, you know, 30 hours of classes a week, and then, you know, 30 hours of homework, and it just seems like there's so much stuff they have to do, and there's 6 terms of work that they have to do, and all these students work so hard, and then to leave them standing here just, you know, just seems sad. But the reality is this group of students were one of the few that we get through this program that are able to do that at a level above 90% for the entire year. And that is what we call graduating with honors.
Miles Levine. Melissa Borda. Sebastian Fachmeier. Karthik Subramanian. Come on up, GD32. Let's get a look at you. Our newest alum. Let's bring the house lights up a little. yeah, where you've been, and then we can have some snacks, and then we'll be back down here at 6:20. Cool.